Hello and welcome. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make the Bible cover using the birthing technique. Earlier this year, I posted a video of the Bible cover using the binding technique and I got a lot of positive comments. Thank you for that. I also got a few messages and comments that some of you would prefer making the same cover by birthing, hence this video. The only change you will notice in this version is the presence of the zipper pockets that allows you to store a few small items like a phone, a pen, or any other small item. In case you have not watched the binding version of the Bible cover, I have dropped a link to that video in the description below. While you are checking this video as well as other videos, kindly subscribe to this channel and like the videos as this encourages me to make more videos like this. Like I said earlier, apart from the zipper pockets, every other thing remains the same on the Bible cover. Without further ado, let's get straight into sewing. To make your own Bible cover using the birthing technique, here is what you need. You need the main body panel, one of which will be split in two. I've decided not to label them the front or the back panel because at the end of the day you might end up using any of the panels as either the front panel or the back panel. So this main body panel is split in two, the upper part and the lower part, and I've gone ahead to cut each of these parts out of my exterior fabric. Next, we're going to need the zipper tabs, and I'm going to have to cut two of these out of my exterior fabric as well. I'm also going to need two zipper pockets which will be cut out of our lining fabric. Measurements are already given in the written instructions. Next, we're going to need the second main body panel, which will not be split like the other one. And like I said before, I decided not to label any of these the front or the back panel because at the end of the day you might end up using them as either the front or the back panel. And I've gone ahead to cut one of this main body panel out of my exterior fabric and two out of my lining fabric for the main lining. Next, we'll need the zipper gussets. I've gone ahead to cut two of these zipper gussets out of my exterior fabric. I have also fused my foam stabilizer to the wrong side of this zipper gussets. I have also gone ahead to cut this zipper gusset out of my lining fabric as well. Then we need the bottom gussets, which I've gone ahead to cut out of my exterior fabric, and I've also fused my foam stabilizer to the wrong side and also cut one out of my lining fabric. Next are the slip pockets, which I've gone ahead to cut out of a contrasting exterior fabric. I've cut two of that, and I've also cut two out of my lining fabric. Next, you need the carry handle and its cover. The carry handle is normally cut out of the webbing, while the cover has been cut out of my exterior fabric, and I've given the measurements in the written instructions. You need two zippers with pulls on them. The longer one will have double pulls, while the shorter one will just have one pull. Lastly, you need a pair of scissors, obviously. You also need a thread cutter. Then you need double-sided tapes of different widths and some clips. To start with, you need the following: the main body panel that has been split in two already. You need the zipper pockets, you need the zipper tabs, as well as the shorter zipper with the pull already fixed on it. To prepare our zipper, we're going to start by laying the zipper tape right side facing you. Don't forget the zipper pull must have been already fixed. Then place the zipper tabs on each end of the zipper tape. Clip in place. Make sure the zipper tab and the zipper tape are right sides facing each other. Then stitch at about 3/8 of an inch from the edge. As soon as you're done stitching, pull the zipper tab away from the zipper tape. Press well, clip each side, and you're now going to be top stitching the zipper tab at about 1/8 of an inch from the seam edge. Now that top stitching is done, we're now going to be trimming the zipper tab so that it fits the width of the zipper tape. Trimming done, now our zipper is now prepared. Now we're going to prepare our zipper pockets. Before we prepare the zipper pockets, we're going to notch all the straight edges of our pieces, including our zipper tape, on both sides. Then place the one zipper pocket piece right side facing you and lay the just prepared zipper tape on this zipper pocket piece. Make sure the zipper pull is facing right. Then clip in place. And don't forget that the zipper tape is also right side facing you. Baste at about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. As soon as basting is done, lay this zipper pocket piece right side facing you again. Then place the lower parts of the main body or the main panel. Place the exteriors, the right side facing the right side of the lining. So it means that the right sides of both lining and this exterior are facing each other. Then stitch at about 3/8 of an inch from the edge. As soon as stitching is done, we're going to be pulling or pressing the zipper pocket piece and the lower parts of this main body away from the zipper. Now you're going to realize that the zipper is sandwiched between the zipper pocket piece and the lower parts of the main body. Now that I've pressed both pieces away from the zipper, we're going to now be top stitching at about 1/8 of an inch from the seam edge. Top stitching done. We're going to put that aside and then lay the second zipper pocket piece right side facing you. Make sure you have the notch you made earlier also facing you. Then match the notch on the other side of the zipper with the notch on the zipper pocket piece. Clip in place. Then baste at about 1/4 inch from the edge. As soon as basting is done, just like we did earlier, you are going to place the upper part of the main body on the zipper that you just basted. Make sure the right side of this upper part of the main body is facing down, so that the right sides of the zipper and the right side of the main body is are right sides together. Clip in place, and you're going to be stitching at about 3/8 inch from the edge. As soon as stitching is done, this time around you're only going to be pressing the upper part of the body, of the main body, away from the zipper. Clip on both sides, and you're going to be top stitching at about 1/8 inch from the seam edge. Now that we are done top stitching, our main body is almost done. We're now going to be turning this main body to the wrong side, and to finish the zipper pockets, we're going to clip the sides of the zipper pockets pieces. Make sure you do not catch the exterior, that means the main body, and you are going to be stitching just the bottom of the zipper pocket in place. As soon as that is done, you realize that one piece of the zipper pocket is longer than the other one. Just trim so that they are of the same length. Now that this is done, to complete this zipper pocket, we're going to be taking off those clips, and we'll be clipping the zipper pocket to the main body on both sides. So just taking it off from only the zipper pocket, and you're clipping the zipper pockets to the main body. Then you'll be basting the zipper pockets to the main body at about 1/4 inch from the edge. We have now basted the zipper pocket to the main body, and we're now going to be fusing our foam stabilizer to the wrong side of this main body. By now you should have also fused the foam stabilizer to the wrong side of the other main body, and so we're going to be setting both main panels aside while we move to the next step. But before moving to the next step, make sure you place both main panels on each other to see if they are of the same height and width. Next, we're going to be preparing the zipper gusset. To prepare the zipper gusset, we have our pieces already, as well as the other zipper tape. For this zipper tape, depending on your preference, you can fix 2 zipper pulls, and if you feel you do not really fancy double zipper pulls here, you can just use a single zipper pull. Now we're going to be notching the center of all our zipper gusset pieces as well as the zipper tape. Then you're going to lay one of the lining zipper gussets right side facing you. Then place the zipper tape as well right side facing you on the lining zipper gussets. Clip in place and then baste at about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. As soon as basting is done, you're now going to be laying one of the exterior zipper gusset pieces right side facing down, so that the right side of this exterior zipper gusset is facing the right side of the zipper tape. That is the side that you just basted. Clip in place, and you're now going to be stitching at about 3/8 of an inch from the edge. You notice that after stitching, your zipper is now sandwiched between both gusset pieces, the exterior and the lining. Press these gusset pieces away from the zipper. If you're not using vinyl, leather or cork, you can press with a hot iron. As soon as this is done, you're going to be top stitching at about 1/8 of an inch from the seam edge. Repeat with the other side of the zipper tape. As soon as this is done, your zipper gusset is ready. Then you're going to be setting aside while we prepare the bottom gusset. To prepare the bottom gusset, we have to start with the carry handle. The carry handle consists of the webbing and the carry handle cover or the webbing cover. So first we're going to find the center of the width of the carry handle. So now that we have the center of the width of the carry handle, we're going to do the same with the webbing itself. We'd also find the center of the length of the webbing. Then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be placing the webbing inside the cover. So we're talking of the wrong side of the cover. To make this easy, I'm using a double-sided tape. So I'm applying double-sided tape, and this is I think this is a 1/4 inch wide double-sided tape. I'm applying this on both sides of my webbing, exactly where I'm going to be covering on the webbing. Then I've also decided to use a 1/2 inch double-sided tape on the webbing cover so that the webbing cover can stay while I cover it. You can choose to do this your own preferred way, but this is the way I have noticed it works for me. So now that I've glued the webbing in place, I will now fold the webbing cover onto the webbing. And then you notice that by the time you are folding the other side, it tends to overlap. And depending on the fabric that you're using, where it overlaps, you can just decide to fold about 1/4 of an inch under. But if your fabric does not fray, you can just go ahead and fold it right on top. So just fold, and then it goes right on top of the other folded fabric. You can see I'm trying to fold about 1/4 of an inch under. I'm just doing this because I want to show you that you can fold it under. But if you do not have to fold it under, you can just go ahead and leave it that way without folding. Then what I'm going to do here is I'll be clipping this in place, and I'll be top stitching that folded edge and even if it is not folded, just top stitch at about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Then you can also top stitch both short edges of this cover. Now your carry handle is ready. If you have any fraying fabric edges, you can use a lighter to melt those edges. Then you need your bottom gusset. Lay it right side facing you. I mean the exterior bottom gusset. Right side facing you. Find the center of the shorter edges first. That's what I just did. Also find the center of the shorter edges of the webbing. When you have gotten the center, make sure you match the centers, which is what you see me doing right now. You're going to be matching the center of the webbing with the center of the bottom gussets. Clip in place. Clip in place as well. But before you start sewing, which is what you're going to be seeing very soon, you're going to measure in 2 inches from the edge of from the shorter edge of your webbing. Measure 2 inches in and draw a line across. You repeat with the other side. Measure 2 inches in from the shorter edge of the webbing and draw a line across. So why you're doing this is because by the time you're going to be stitching the webbing to the bottom gusset, you're going to sew a rectangle round, that's from the edge to the line you drill, and then you can decide to sew an X in that box. So you just sew in the X in that box to reinforce the stitches so that it does not come undone after a lot of carrying. Now you're going to lay this bottom gusset right side facing you, and you're going to place the earlier prepared zipper gusset on the bottom gusset so that right sides are together. So what you're doing is that you're aligning the shorter edges of the bottom gusset and the zipper gusset so the right sides are together, and you're going to be clipping in place. Based at about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. You notice that the lining side of the zipper gusset is facing you. Then you're going to place the lining bottom gusset on the lining zipper gusset so that right sides of both linings are together. And like we did earlier, we're going to be matching the shorter edges with each other. Clip in place and stitch at about 3/8 of an inch from the edge. You will notice that the zipper gusset is now sandwiched between both the lining and the exterior bottom gussets. Press these bottom gusset pieces away from the zipper gussets. Press as flat as you can. Then top stitch at about 1/8 of an inch from this image. So I decided to top stitch twice just to reinforce the stitches. You're going to be repeating what you did with the first side of the bottom gusset and the zipper gusset with the other side. First, you're going to be laying the bottom gusset right side facing you. Place the zipper gusset right side facing the right side of the bottom gusset. Clip in place. You'll be basting at about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. When you're done, you're going to place the lining of the bottom gusset on the lining of the zipper gusset so the right sides are together. First, you're going to fold the zipper gusset out of the way. Clip in place, and you'll be stitching at about 3/8 of an inch from the edge. So just like we did the other time, we're going to be pressing the lining bottom gusset and the exterior bottom gusset away from the zipper gusset. Then you realize that the zipper gusset is now sandwiched between the bottom gusset pieces. Then you will top stitch. Just like we did earlier, you can make it a double top stitch to reinforce your stitches, and your gusset is almost done. Now we're going to baste round the entire gusset. We're going to be clipping the lining gusset to the exterior gusset. We'll be clipping round. I'm going to be basting at about 1/4 inch from the edge. Basting is now done, and your gusset is finally ready. Before we set this gusset aside, we're going to be notching the centers of this gusset. So first, you'll be folding the bottom gusset in two, and then we'll be notching the centers on both sides. We'll be repeating with the zipper gusset. Fold the zipper gusset in two and notch the center on both sides. When you're done notching, set this gusset aside, and we're going to move on to the slip pockets. For the slip pockets, like I mentioned earlier, we have two exterior pocket pieces as well as two lining pocket pieces. So what we're doing now is we're going to be laying both pocket pieces on each other. I mean the lining and the exterior pieces. Lay them on each other, right sides facing together. Then you're going to be clipping just the straight edges, and you'll be stitching at about 3/8 inch from the edge. You repeat with the other slip pocket pieces. When you're done stitching the straight edge of the slip pockets, you're going to be turning the slip pocket to the right side. Then you're going to press the lining away from the exterior. If you're not using vinyl, cork or leather, you can just use a hot iron to press this flat. Then you're going to top stitch this top straight edge at about 1/8 inch from the edge. You are top stitching on the exterior. Our slip pockets are almost ready. Now we need to baste this slip pocket at about 1/4 inch from the edge. If you prefer to clip before you baste, that's fine, and if not, just baste as you go, making sure the edges of both the lining and the exterior align. We're now going to be sewing these slip pockets to the main linings. The main lining pieces are cut out of the main body. Now we're going to be placing the slip pockets on the main lining pieces, and you're going to place them in such a way that the curved edges align, and also make sure the slip pockets are placed in a way that they are opposite each other. Then you clip in place, and you're going to be basting at about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. Now that I've basted the slip pocket to the main lining piece, we're going to be notching these main lining pieces before attaching them to our exterior. For final assembly of our Bible cover, we need the main exteriors and the finished gussets. We need to notch the centers of our main body. We're going to be folding this main body in half, then notch the centers. So you're going to be folding both vertically and horizontally to find the centers. So for me, when I started by folding vertically, then notched. After notching, I made sure I folded horizontally by ensuring that the notches that I had when I folded vertically were matching. Then I notched horizontally. So I'm repeating that with the other main body. Remember we notched our gussets earlier when we folded the bottom gusset and the zipper gusset. Now you're going to ensure that these notches match. That is the notches on the zipper gusset and that of the bottom gusset. Then you're going to be notching again. By now you should have about 8 notches. The role of these notches is to help the gusset fit better into the main body. So, and then to start with, what we're going to do is you're going to be matching the notch on the bottom gusset with the bottom of the main body. Then you're going to be matching the notches on the side of the gusset with the side of the main body. Repeat with the other side. Lastly, you're going to be matching the notch on the top of the zipper gusset with that of the top of the main body. Now that all the center notches are aligned, we're now going to be clipping round the entire gusset. Make sure that as you clip, you try to fit in the gusset into the main body, making sure it fits like a glove. If at any point the gusset feels tight, you can clip a bit with your thread cutter or a very sharp scissors so that it lays nice and flat. Then we're going to be basting at about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. you're basting around this gusset. Basting is now done. Make sure the edges or the round edges are well rounded. After you have checked and you see that all is well, you'll be placing the main lining on the just basted panel, making sure that right sides are together. Don't forget to notch this main lining the way we notched the main body exterior. Before attaching the lining to the gusset, we're going to be unzipping the gusset so that there will be room for us to clip the lining. To attach the gusset, make sure the bottom of the slip pocket goes to the zipper gusset, while the top of this main lining goes to the bottom gusset. First, you're going to clip the 4 notches. Make sure all the notches match for the top, the sides, and the bottom. Now that we have clipped this part of the bag at the 4 centers, we will now clip round, making sure this lining fits. Then we'll be stitching at about 3/8 of an inch from the edge. As you go along, make sure you remove the clips. And be careful while you stitch so that you catch both the lining and the exterior. Ensure you leave a space of about 4 to 5 inches, specifically at the bottom gusset. Make sure this space is around the bottom gusset area. This space would be where you're going to turn the first part of this bag from after you are done sewing. Stitch round. Before turning, trim the seam allowance to about 1/4 of an inch to reduce bulk. Now that trimming is done, turn your bag through the hole that you left earlier. Start by pulling out the zipper gusset that you unzipped earlier, and then push and pull steadily till your bag comes out. Our bag is finally out. Press as much as you can so that everything lays nice and flat. If you're not using vinyl cork or leather like I've used, you can press with a hot iron. Then you're going to close the hole that we turned the bag through by top stitching. After closing the hole, make sure you top stitch around the bag. So you're going to be top stitching at about 1/8 of an inch from the seam edge. As soon as top stitching is done, you can now zip the gusset to see how your bag has turned out. If everything is nice and flat and well rounded, you can now attach the main body exterior. To attach the main body exterior, you still have to unzip the gusset, then turn the bag to the wrong side. Remember, we have already notched the centers of this main body. Now we're going to be attaching the unsewn side of the gusset to this main body. Just like we did earlier, I would first match the 4 notches. As soon as they are done, you clip around, and then we're going to baste at about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. Remove the clips as you sew along. Basting is now done. Then we're going to be attaching the lining, which is the last lining, to this basted part. Don't forget to notch the lining like we notched the main body exterior. At this stage, we only have business with the other parts of the gusset that we've not added lining to. To do this, we have to press the part that we did earlier, which is the other parts of the gusset that we added lining to. We press that down, then notch the 4 centers like we did before. Then we clip around. While clipping around, you will notice that there is a lot of bulk, and your bag now starts to feel like a sandwich with a lot of filling. Just press down as much as you can so that you are able to reach the seam allowance and stitch round at about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Make sure you leave a space of about 4 to 5 inches at the bottom gusset area for turning the cover at the end. That's my space that I've left unsewn. Check to see if there is any part you didn't catch while sewing. Then trim your seam allowance to about 1/4 of an inch. Don't trim the parts that you have not yet sewn. Then you start by pushing out the other part of the bag that we added lining to earlier. Push and pull steadily till your bag is finally out. This might involve a lot of work, but with patience, you'll be fine and your bag will be out. Just like we did earlier, make sure you push out the curves, make sure everything lays nice and flat, and press the seam allowance of the hole where you turn the bag through. Close the hole by top stitching on the lining. Then when you are done, just exactly the way we did before, but this time around you're going to be turning this part to the wrong side so that you're able to reach the exterior and top stitch from there. Top stitch at about 1/8 of an inch from the seam edge. By the time you finish top stitching, you would have neatly finished your Bible cover with all raw edges enclosed. I hope you enjoyed making this cover. I'd like to see your own version when you're done. Don't forget to share your mix in our Facebook group, in your favorite sewing groups, on Instagram or on any social media platform. While you're at it, hashtag #EasySewBibleCover so I can see what you have created. To have access to the pattern I've used to make this cover, follow the instructions to download the file in the description below. Please give this video a thumb up and share to anyone you think might be interested. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.